Alright guys, and welcome back to the Saints View, the channel for Southampton content. We are back for club football after an international break that was bearable, it has to be said. 9 goals scored by England in 2 games, 5 at St Mary's. I mean, you can't complain. But we have got our club football back, which is obviously what we always want. And it's a bit of a tricky game next up for Saints. Sheffield United away on Saturday for a 3 o'clock kickoff. Yeah, this one could go many ways. But before we get into the preview, guys, do make sure you're subscribed if you're new. Follow us on all our socials as well, they're linked in the description below. You'll see them here. Now, obviously coming back from an international break, it has to be said it was quite a mixed international break. The 6 senior players at Southampton who left for international duty, which for me seemed like quite a low number. It always felt like we had more players going out on international duty for the senior sides, for their respective nations. But yeah, mixed results there for the players. But in this game I feel like it's really important we get a result just to build on the momentum that we've started to lay down for ourselves, if you like. Build upon the foundations that we laid down before the international break. Obviously we beat Brighton and Fulham in the Cup, and then the draw against Man United. 3 really good results that we need to build on, and we've got 2 winnable fixtures coming up in the Premier League. Well, obviously if we can get 6 points and we've got 10 points from 6 games, everyone will be delighted with that. But of course, no game in the Premier League is an easy game, and this one especially is going to be tough, especially given the fact that it is away from home at a ground that creates really good atmosphere. But of course, Sheffield United are promoted. It's the first promoted team we've faced this season, and of course, away trips to the promoted sides last season didn't go too well with 3 defeats. And they haven't actually started badly, 5 points from their first 4 games. Last time out they showed a lot of character away at Chelsea to come back from 2-0 down to get a 2-2 draw. And they've only lost once, losing 2-1 at home to Leicester in the 3rd game of the season. Their only win was also at home, a 1-0 win over Crystal Palace. Before that they got a draw away at Bournemouth on the opening day. So good results so far, I think, for Sheffield United. But if we have a look at that Chelsea game last time out at Stamford Bridge, they scored with the 2 shots on target that they had, but 8 shots, that's decent. But also having more corners than Chelsea, 4-3, that shows that they weren't afraid to go deep into the opposition half. And of course it's Chelsea. They may not be as well equipped as they have been for a while, but it's still technically a top 6 side. So it definitely shows that they're not afraid of going forwards. Of course, ex-Saint Billy Sharp is at Sheffield United now, his boyhood club, but he hasn't been playing that much, so you'd like to think that the away fans will give him a good reception at the end of the game if he's coming off of the bench, having not played a single minute. New Sheffield United signings Callum Robinson and Ollie McBurney have opened their accounts, with Robinson scoring at Chelsea and McBurney scoring against Leicester in the 3rd game of the season. But as well as new signings as you'd expect from a promoted side, you know, the players that actually got them promoted, the core players, have actually started quite well and have been a big part of the strong start that Sheffield United have made. And especially the centre-backs, because they've sort of drawn attention recently in the press because of Chris Wilder's unique overlapping centre-backs tactic. I'm not really sure how it works, but for some reason it does. And it's their 3rd home game back in the Premier League, so of course it's going to be rocking. It seems like Bramall Lane is a ground that's always got good atmosphere, but especially given that it's still early days in their Premier League campaign and they want to pick up as many points as possible whilst in good form. As for Saints, as I previously mentioned, it's vital we would pick up points at this point of the season, especially with the games we've got on Saturday and also next Friday against Bournemouth at home. Now, some fans will be saying 4 points because Sheffield United is a tricky test, especially given the fact that it's away from home. But really I'm looking at that thinking we need to be going for 6. 3 good results before the international break, we have to build on them. You know, we have to go into good form. If we can string some results together now, then we're going to be a formidable force that's hard to beat. And then when we go into games coming up against top 6 sides like Tottenham away, Chelsea at home, we're going to have some confidence, and you know, we can definitely try and get results from those games. Unfortunately, it is looking like Redmond will be out for this one, hopefully back for Bournemouth on Friday, but Musa Djenepo could return and Obafemi's back in training, so they're good signs and hopefully they can make impacts for the team. Maintaining the focus on the attacking line, I think it's vital Che Adams scores in this game, or definitely next week as well. He needs to open his account, because the longer it takes for him to score, you know, the more it's going to affect him, and maybe his confidence will drop. Maybe it's even dropped already. You know, I can't really think of that many chances, to be fair to him, that he's had. But he was in such good form through pre-season, very good for Birmingham last season. You know, we knew it was always going to take a bit of time for him to adjust to the Premier League, but he needs to put the ball in the back of the net soon, because once he does, like I've said in every match preview so far this season, once he gets that first goal, he's going to be banging them in for fun. I can tell you now, I assure you, if he scores on the weekend, he will be going on a run of, I don't know, screw it, 13 games consecutively scoring in the Premier League. But in all seriousness, he does need to get his goal sooner rather than later. And as I say, once he gets the first one, the confidence will come and he'll be a very, very key player for us. Now I do think this is going to be a very tough game. Mainly the fact that it's away is going to be a struggle for us. Obviously they're on a bounce, still in good form. They'll see this game as what they need to be winning, only because, you know, these are the sort of games in their eyes, and these are the sort of teams, and we're one of those teams that in their eyes are going to be near them come the end of the season, you know, possibly relegation fodder. Obviously we don't believe that, but you know, given the fact that we've been there the last 2 seasons, we're in that bracket at the moment until we prove that we're a better team than that. And they'll see this as one of those games where really they need to pick up 3 points, because in the long run they'll look back if they get relegated and see, you know, Southampton at home, you know, those are the games we should be winning. But I do think it's going to be tight. It will be tough for us, but I think it's going to be tight because, you know, I do think we're a good side, and so I think if either side wins it, I think it'll be by a sole goal. However, I have gone for a draw. I'm sorry, yes, I know I've been saying all this stuff about how we need to be picking up 6 points from these next 2 games, and obviously I'm going to stand by that, and if we can get a win on Saturday, fantastic. But I just think it's come too early, this one, in all honesty. You know, they're still on the bounce after their promotion. They've had a good start to the season as well. If we were playing them in a month's time, I'd probably say we'd potentially be winning this one. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw this time out. We'll cause them problems. We've seen it. We've had good spells in every single game so far this season. Obviously less so for Burnley. But even the Liverpool defeat, we played very well and deserved a point. Brighton, second half we were fantastic. Fulham, second half again, we were fantastic. And Man United, we were there or thereabouts for a good part of the game. So if we can take advantage of the good spells and actually put the ball in the back of the net while we're on top and creating all these chances, then we'll win the game. But you know, are we going to be doing that? We'll have to see. But obviously, there's been an international break. You'd like to think extra work has been done on the training ground. But yeah, there's just something where I don't feel right, and I don't see us winning, to be honest. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Do make sure you give the video a like. If you have enjoyed it, subscribe. If you're new, follow us on all of our socials. Let us know your score predictions for Saturday's game in the comment section below. Also, let us know if you're going. It'd be nice to know who's going. Unfortunately, none of us in the team are going up to Sheffield on Saturday, but at the moment there's plans of doing a live match watch along. So if you're not going to the game either, stay tuned for that and sort of watch us react to a 3-0 battering or 3-0 win, who knows. But we'll see you tomorrow for the predicted lineup. So yeah, see you then.